Yo. And we're back. It's Wednesday, a little late in the day. I hope that's okay. And I pray. I just want everybody to know that I made that intro music. Let's do a little beard scratching. Alright, well, I hope everybody's been having a good week. Happy hump day. I recently learned that the hump day is because Wednesday is the hump of the week. So I guess I always thought it was a day you were supposed to hump on. I thought couples everywhere were just humping every Wednesday. And other days too, I'm sure, but specifically Wednesday. Shit was news to me. Alright. Now, we're gonna start off with one. And it's actually on a thread called Ask Reddit. Sorry, there's a whole bunch of frogs in my throat. And it is hump day, so they've been getting busy, so there's tadpoles too. But Ask Reddit is basically where people go and ask questions, just basic ones or complicated ones, but mostly just about life. And this one is, I just thought this would be helpful. What improved your quality of life so much you wish you did it sooner? And I thought, some people out there like me would like some of these answers. All right, we got plan something in the middle of the week. Don't wait to live your life only on the weekends. Somebody said, people mentioning stopping drinking, and here I am with my answer of heading to the pub during the week. Saying no without an essay attached. That's a good one. A job or company change. Oh, this one. Becoming a birder. Physically, I get outside and walk more. Emotionally, I feel connected with nature, and it lifts my spirits instantly. No matter how... one second. No matter how blue I'm feeling. And mentally, it helps keep me sharp, identifying birds by sight and sound, researching species, learning, and discovering their behaviors. Living closer to my job. That's a good one. Oh, here's one that I'm sure everybody's heard, but some people really need to. Don't be angry all the time. You waste so much time, energy, and emotional maturity being angry. That is very, very true. Go for a walk every day. Your mood will improve just being outside. Ooh, here's a good one. I bought a membership to the zoo in my town. I go 4 to 6 times a week just to walk around. Best $130 a year I've ever spent. That's actually a great one. Therapy and getting a bidet. They're unrelated. I mean, shit, they might not be to somebody. Consistent workout routine. Stopped eating sugar or sugary things and drinking a lot more water. Deleting Insta, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Quitting a toxic job. Solo trips. Stop drinking. This fucker just said money. cutting out toxic people, sleep 8 hours, work out 3 times a week minimum, eat more protein, be more outside, and talk to people even if it doesn't do anything for you. Sobriety, running, getting a cat. That one's hilarious. Let's see. Quitting meth. That's a good point. I don't know. Maybe that might help. A bidet. Fuck yeah, we got a lot of votes for bidet. Ooh, this one's great. A sauna. Hell yeah. I would suggest a steam room, but I'm sure sauna's still just as dope. I actually have one, and it's pretty tight. I just love a good steam. Hiring a monthly cleaner. That's actually kind of a really good one, too. Daily bike riding. I do that. That one's awesome. It's the first thing I do every morning, and it is amazing. LASIK eye surgery. Sick. Getting a decent mattress. Antidepressants. Damn. Some 1,000-year-old person on here said, go to sleep by 8 p.m. Good night's sleep in early morning hours are a blessing. Jeez. I mean, even if you wake up at 6, that's freaking 10 hours. That's just bonkers. All right, we're stopping at that one because that one was just so strange. We got to move on. I think I picked some pretty good stories this week. My life has been super crazy, a little messy. Some crazy downsides recently, but we're working through it. I think that's why it took me so long to record this today. But let's just go from top to bottom because I think I got some good ones. This one is from a subreddit called Vent, and that's probably all you need to know. My mother-in-law is constantly trying to pass off pre-made restaurant meals as homemade. I'm so fucking tired of this, Beth. You fucking know I'm an avid baker. You did not just whip out a 4-hour bake this morning. It's from the bakery counter you've told me to go to a dozen times. But I don't like that bakery because their cakes sit too long and it tastes old. You'd know that taste if you had ever made a 4-layer Black Forest cake yourself. And I only asked what cocoa you use because this isn't fucking Hershey's cocoa, and I know that's the only brand you know. This is Dutch. And everyone recognizes the fucking meatballs from the Italian grocery store deli. We all get them. You did not use your Italian dad's secret recipe. He gave me the recipe, and it's Inna Gardens. I grew up watching Inna Gardens. You did not make these. We all know the potato salad is from the barbecue restaurant 3 blocks from here. You did not just make that from scratch. We all go there. Deviled eggs, deli. Enchilada sauce, Manuel's. Stop playing. This actually gets pretty fucking rude to people who put in real effort to cook for their family. People call her out on this shit constantly, and she just doubles down that she made it herself. 3, and I mean 3, eye-rolling emojis at the end of that bad one. Not that it was bad, like it was like a bad, like that was a bad boy, you know, that was a good one. Fucking Beth. This one is from Petty Revenge. I was at work the other day, roughly 0400, give or take. Okay, could just say 4 a.m. Alright. And was approaching a light that had just turned red. 0400 means 4 a.m., by the way. I put my turn signal on and pulled into the right lane. I came to a complete stop like you're supposed to, only to have the 20-something twat waffle behind me almost rear-end me. She laid on her horn, started flipping me off, screaming and yelling, etc. Apparently, she thought I was going to do the typical thing that so many people do in the state that I live in, which is to just cruise slowly through the stoplight if it's clear. So I sat there. I didn't make my turn. I just waited until the light turned green. This pissed her off even more, and she kept honking and yelling. When the light turned green, I made my turn, and the crazy bitch... That's funny because they put asterisks in where the ITCH is, but they full on spelled twat waffle, which I feel like is worse. I don't know, maybe not. And the crazy bitch pulls around beside me and starts screaming about how I have to make the turn. I need to learn the laws. I'm an idiot. Yada, yada, yada. She then speeds away only to have to stop at the next stoplight. Sorry, Toots. There is no law in the state I live in that says you must turn on a red light, but there is one saying come to a full stop at a red light. Got him. That was pretty petty for sure. Here's one from a thread called Stories, and somebody labeled it Brilliant Storyteller. And it also is a quote-unquote platinum story. I think that means it's just like so damn popular or some crap. I was dating one of my employees for around a month. She's bi and was still technically married to a woman. Out of nowhere, she broke up with me and told me that I gave her chlamydia. I later found out that she got back together with her wife and the chlamydia came from her. Ooh, nasty. All right. So last night I went out for a beer with a friend. My ex happened to come to the same bar with her wife. Just to stir the pot, my female friend walks up to her ex, and her wife says, "Thanks for giving my boyfriend chlamydia." We aren't dating, she just wanted to say something. My ex immediately gets up and grabs her by the hair and starts punching her. I jump in to try to stop it. My friend runs away, so I'm by myself getting punched by both my ex and her wife. Holy smokes. I didn't know what to do, so I threw my ex over a meat smoker so I could try and control the wrists of her wife. A guy came over to break it up and said, "I used to be a cop." So I just said, "Good, make them stop trying to beat my ass." Then we left and got another drink at a different bar. I had to share this story somewhere, so thanks for reading. If you ask me how many short lesbians I could take in a fight, the answer is more than 2. Have a good day. I said good day. I said good day. Ooh, I remember this being a good one. Okay, so this is in a thread called Overheard. I had to have surgery for an umbilical hernia back in 2005. I was very excited for this because I literally had a ball of pain sticking out of my belly button. I'm wheeled in, get the fantastic drugs, then it seems like the surgery was over, so I start to sit up. That's when I hear, "Doctor number 1, what the hell?" Doctor number 2, "Is she waking up? Why is she waking up?" Doctor number 1, "I've got her, 15 seconds. Me, "Where is my camping gear? I'm supposed to go camping." Doctor number 1, "And you will in 5, 4, 3... Then I woke up in recovery. Capital LOL. I don't know if I found my camping gear though. That's hilarious. The first comment is, "The doctors found your gear. That's why they let you wake up later." Oh man, you gotta love the internet. It's fun when it's just people being positive and telling jokes to each other and funny stories. I was just thinking about how I've been doing the famous sound effects. So, you know what? We're going to try to do one this week that's really easy. And if you get it, I'll Venmo you $2. Just hit up my DM or whatever and shoot your shot. Okay, that actually didn't really sound like it, but hopefully the other sounds let you know exactly what was going on. Here's another petty revenge one. I came into a public bathroom and saw a dude speaking very loudly on a phone, like real loud. He was on the verge of shouting. He's not doing anything, just standing next to the sink and talking. And guess what? The phone is on speaker, and the person from the other side is talking really loudly too. It was a bathroom in a library, so I guess he went there to take his call. Anyway, I enter his stall, and I figure he will finish soon enough, but it goes on and on. Honestly, it was so loud, it was painful. Well, it's not the worst type of painful to be going on in a place like that. Normally, in that type of situation, I would join in on the conversation, but they were talking in a foreign language, so I do something else. After I'm done with my business, I go wash my hands just next to him and say loudly, "Phew, sorry for the smell. I took a huge shit," and leave. Yeah, that was pretty good. I would have said a lot nastier stuff, or that was pretty good. It's just like, is the dude gonna be embarrassed that the other person knows he's in a public bathroom? Honestly, probably not. If he's already on speakerphone in a public bathroom, sounds like somebody that has very little amount of shame and awareness. So you kind of have to hit it a little more on the nuclear head. Hit that nuclear nail more on the head, my dude. Or, no, it was a dude, because it's a bathroom. Oh, also, that reminds me. So 2 weeks ago, the sound was a Zyn can opening and closing. And last week, it was a pocket knife. So kudos to those that guessed correct and got the big rewards. All right, we got our next one from AITAH. Am I the asshole? Because some people think that that's 2 words and not one. I had been with my ex for 7 years, married for 5. It felt like love at first sight, and everything felt so natural when we met. This is going to be a long one, by the way. So buckle up. After about 2 years of dating, we decided to tie the knot. Not soon after, we welcomed our baby boy. He's 4 now. He was a pandemic baby, so my wife ended up quitting her job while I continued to work as a line cook and started doing Uber Eats on the side. After things went a bit back to normal, my wife told me she doesn't want to be one of those women who lose their passion after settling down. So she went back to finish law school and take her bar. Of course, I wholeheartedly supported her, and we tried to make it work. After she passed, she immediately got hired at a firm downtown through the help of her friend, Dumbo, who's 33, female. This is where the problem started. Dumbo. God, that almost tricks you into thinking like that could be her actual name, but no. Dumbo. Dumb. Although, because the letter B is silent in the word dumb, maybe it's dumbo. Dumo. Anyways. From the get-go, my wife began making good money. Good enough that she told me to quit my job and take care of our son full-time, as she won't have the time. I said no. I loved my job. Cooking was my passion, and I even worked my way up to full-fledged chef. Good job, dude. My biggest regret in our marriage had to have been her talking me into leaving, but I did and became a stay-at-home dad. Slowly, our marriage life began deteriorating as she started to pull away. She'd work long hours and barely spend any time with us. She'd go out drinking to network with her work colleagues on weekends, sometimes even going out of town. At home, she'd always just be pissy with me. It's like her personality did a complete 180. This wasn't the sweet, nurturing girl I fell in love with all those years ago. Our intimacy became almost non-existent. After going through therapy, I can now see that I am to blame as well. I should have communicated better and shared how I felt. Luckily, the highlight through this was my son. Seeing him grow and being there for a lot of his firsts made everything feel like it'll be okay. One day, she finally came up to me and asked for a divorce. I wasn't surprised. I felt everything was eventually going to lead up to this, but I still didn't want to give up. I asked if she's sure about this or if she wants to make it work. I recommended couples counseling or temporary separation. She declined both those offers and told me she found someone else. Hearing this shattered me. Her changing and us growing apart I can understand, but never once would I have thought that she would be the type to even entertain other men. She told me it's some partner at her firm. Haha, when did my life become a Korean rom-com? If somebody understands that joke, please get back to me. Frankly, tell everybody that you know what that means. Or suggest a Korean rom-com I can watch. English dub is fine, obviously. She told me that he invited her out a couple times and showed her the life of luxury she deserves. We argued for a bit, and she told me that he is twice the man as me. She called me feminine for being a stay-at-home dad while his wife was working hard and bringing home the money. What? It was your idea. And what about me working 2 jobs during the pandemic? To her, those weren't real jobs. Oh, fuck off. I was a delivery driver and a cook. Wow. Yeah, what a twat waffle. I need to start using that. Is such a good one. I'm going to start using that more. She told me this guy is an alpha male. Who knows a woman's needs and how to take care of her. She bragged about how tall and muscular he is, how he is a real job, and took her on weekend getaways that she told me were work-related. And here's the kicker. He's such a man, he doesn't want to make things official until me and her are separated. I almost laughed at how delusional my ex had become. I asked her... I'm sorry, yeah, that is hilarious. I asked her what about our son, and she said I can have him. Whoa. She might be the man, actually. Yeah, that kid is... whatever. That kid is 2 dads. That's insane. It's just not common, I guess. She asked about her son, and she said I can have him. He likes me better anyways. I think this hurt the most. I couldn't believe she said that about her own son, throwing him away like he's some object. For the first time, I couldn't recognize the person in front of me. I won't lie. I did let the anger get the best of me and said some hurtful things back. Yeah, it's pretty understandable. That's pretty fucking understandable, my dude. Just, alright, forgive yourself for that. I think you'll be fine. I mean, I could tell she was taken back by this, probably because I almost never get that angry. She turned around and left. After she left, I cried my eyes out for 2 weeks, hoping she'd call and come back. I don't know. I didn't love her anymore, but life without her felt so scary. The only thing that kept me going was my son. I knew I couldn't turn to the bottle or go down this dark path because of him. I managed to beg for my job back, and they rehired me for some weeknights only, which was better than nothing. I spent the next months just putting my head down and working in silence. The divorce proceedings were moving quickly, and before I knew it, was official. The worst part about this was that I felt like I had no support system. On social media, everyone was praising her for being the strong, independent woman who broke free of some metaphoric shackles, like I was some villain holding her back, and not a single person messaged me on how I'm doing. Holy smokes. That shit is so real. Ask your homies how they're doing, guys, because most likely they're alone, or they feel alone. And it always is on the guy. Why is that? Although I'm sure that people thinking she was being a strong, independent woman were being lied to by her, because if anybody read this or knew these details, they would not be saying some shit like that. I mean, I know a lot of people are dicks out there, but and thank God they didn't, because this is what made me want to try therapy, and I haven't looked back since. For all those that are unsure about therapy, I'm telling you it works. Now fast forward to this week, I received a phone call from an unknown number, and when I picked up, it was my ex on the other line bawling. She told me how her alpha male boyfriend found someone else, and she's too afraid to confront him because he's a partner at her firm. She finally explained her perspective and how everything led up to this point. Idiot. Basically, my ex has admittedly always been really pretty and a social butterfly. After she had our son and the pandemic hit, she felt ugly and insecure. Aww. Poor thing. Just kidding. Fuck that babe. Even if I told her she was pretty. So I guess when she got her job, she got the validation she wanted. Of course, feeding into these delusions was dumbass friend, who recently had divorced her husband and poisoned my ex's thoughts with how I'm a failure as a man. How my ex is way prettier than me and she deserves someone of her standards. Apparently, I'm a beta male who rolls over and is stopping her from being free. She said a lot more specific stuff too that I think I'll keep to myself here. Damn it. But it was definitely an eye-opening conversation. I shouldn't have pushed my ex away to be vulnerable enough to listen to Dumbo. But still, after hearing all this, I was really just disappointed more than anything that she would be stupid enough to throw everything away on some whim and peer pressure. Yeah, I just pay attention to that shit, because I don't care how smart you are. Everybody's ego is stupid. Everybody's. Holy smokes. My ex asked me if we can try again. She told me how much she misses me and how she took me and all I did for her for granted. For example, I always made her lunch in the morning, made sure she's up to date with her pills, and so on. She misses those little things. I admit to telling her that I missed her too, and I know her son does for sure. But she did make every decision herself. And what if things worked out with the other guy? I'm not some consolation prize she can come running back to. She cried and told me that she wanted me back a week after she left, but was too prideful to call. See what the fuck I mean? Fuck your pride. Fuck all y'all pride. I don't care who you are. Fuck yo pride. God, I'm saying so many things in this episode that I might make into stickers for sure. I firmly told her no and hung up. Since then, my phone's been blowing up from friends and family that I'm heartless. Holy shit, she's definitely lying to people. He needs to come out and tell everybody the story, because she's fucking full of shit. There's no way. that my wife was vulnerable and taken advantage of, and instead of picking up the pieces and helping her, I'm leaving her to fend for herself. Not gonna lie, that message hurt the most. Yeah, probably because that's exactly what she did to you, and that's not what you're doing to her. Anyways, I respect her father a lot, so I heard him out. He wants me to come over for a resolution and intervention this weekend and bring my son. They just want a conversation to hear both sides and see if it really is resolvable. I'm attending, but I'm going to stay firm with my answer. But all the recent messages have been making me rethink my stance. I just want to make sure I'm not in the wrong before I attend. So, am I the asshole? Hell no! No, that's awful, my dude. I'm really sorry to hear that. And once again, you guys, we just passed the 30-minute mark, and once again, we kind of end on a little bit of a sadder one. And I apologize that. I will try to end them on lighter notes from here on out. So stay cool, stay free, give love, give peace, but also don't take no shit. Alright, lates.